43 seconds that changed everything. Jennifer Lopez's infamous 1998 interview that single-handedly derailed and destroyed her career. Today, we discuss Fox office flops, public feuds, and high-profile breakups that JLo may never be able to recover from before we get into the best-worst interview that Jennifer Lopez has never sat for. We need to discuss her most famous public feud that left a bad taste in the land of lambs, if you don't know what I mean by that. We'll try and keep up. We're about to dig into feud with the self-proclaimed Christmas Queen Mariah Carey, and yes, lambs are what Mariah Carey's fans call themselves. Now, this feud has been going on for decades. The feud to the public's eye started when Mariah Carey claimed she didn't know who Jennifer Lopez was when asked about Jennifer Lopez in a 2008 interview. Mariah Carey famously said, "I don't know her." However, this feud actually began between the two back in the late 1990s when Lopez signed a record deal with Sony Music Entertainment and started working with Cars' then husband Tommy Mottola. Now, this was actually a pivotal moment in JLo's career. And at the time, Mottola was the chairman and CEO and played a significant role in shaping JLo's early success. And to give you a little bit more context, he was very instrumental in launching the careers of various artists, including Mariah Carey Sindon, Destiny's Child, and Shakira Soyeya. He was like a big man on campus. Now, Tommy was known to be a very hands-on manager. He worked very closely with Lopez to develop her sound and image. And this, of course, had an impact on his personal relationship with Mariah, which in turn caused tension between Carey and Lopez. But that's not the only reason why there was beef. Like, it is reported that Mottola stole music from Mariah to give to Lopez and build her up. Now, when Mariah Carey released her book, The Meaning of Mariah, in 2020, it showcased her very toxic relationship with Mottola, and when referencing Lopez, she refers to her as the one who must not be named. It is reported in her book that a sample Mariah was set to use it for her new song Loverboy out of spite. Due to Mottola and Cars' breakup, Mottola rushed to have it used by another artist on the label. And although not named directly, we are led to believe that the artist is Jennifer Lopez now. Mariah Carey said this was sabotage, plain and simple. Maria did change the sample in order to make Loverboy. And she did have the last laugh because Loverboy went on to become the best-selling single of 2001, so I completely get Mariah being salty towards JLo for this whole situation, but you do have to wonder how much JLo had to say or even really knew what was going on. I mean, in my humble opinion, I think Mottola played them both and set both of them up for a disaster. It seems like he intentionally created scenarios and a dynamic between the two that would, of course, cause them to hate each other. Now, in an interview with Andy Cohen, he asked JLo if she had any problems with more Gary. JLo responded by saying, "I don't have a feud against her at all. I know from back in the day, I've read things that she said about me that were not the greatest. But we have never met, we don't know each other." She even went on to say, "I would love to meet her, and I would love to be friends with her. I'm sorry, girl. I honestly don't think Mariah feels the same at all." Let's get into JLo's most high-profile breakup. You already know who I'm about to mention. Yes, Ben Affleck. What's crazy about this one is that she had two high-profile breakups with him, once in 2004 and then 20 years later in 2024. Now, Lopez and Affleck, or better, known collectively as Bennifer Blythe Press, met while filming GIE. We'll get into that one in a bit. And they got engaged in 2002. Their wedding was postponed multiple times due to media attention, and once in 2003, just one day before the ceremony, they made a joint statement that said, "Due to the excessive media attention surrounding our wedding, we have decided to postpone the date. When we found ourselves seriously contemplating hiring 3 separate decoy brides at 3 different locations, we realized that we began to feel that the spirit of what should have been the happiest day of our lives would be compromised. We felt that what should have been a joyful and sacred day would be spoiled for use, our families, and our friends." So after that statement, they briefly split up, but then they actually rekindled their relationship, but then eventually called it off just 3 days before the wedding in January of 2004. Jennifer also told People magazine, and I quote, "We didn't try to have a public relationship, we just happened to be together at the birth of the tabloids. It was just a lot of pressure." Ben shared the same sentiments, and although it's reported that it was the pressure that was the main cause of their split, they also had conflicting schedules that made it really difficult to maintain a healthy work-life balance. And it is said that the couple had different views on what to share publicly, which led to a lot of conflict and tension now. At the time, Lopez described the breakup as the biggest heartbreak of her life and saying that it felt like her whole bleeping world exploded. It even made her question if she belonged in the entertainment business. She said it took her 2 years to get over Ben, meaning when she was married. To Mark Anthony, she still had strong feelings for Ben. So that kind of sounds like a rebound to me, right? Now the couple's relationship captivated audiences and reminded people that even glamorous relationships can and will face challenges. Jen and Ben literally went on to live 2 totally separate lives, but they did always remain on friendly terms and supportive of one another. Ben would go on to marry Jennifer Garner, with whom he has 3 children with, and J-Lo rebounded onto Mark Anthony, with whom she had twins, Max, and M with Ben continued his acting career, starring in films like Hollywoodland, The Town Argo, and more, and Jennifer released several albums, including Rebirth in 2005, Brave in 2007, and Love in 2011. She even judged on American Idol from 2011 to 2016. Now, let's not forget their acting career, though. Cause listen, I do love me a good JLA rom-com, and she kept busy starring in movies Made to Manhattan, Shall We Dance, Monster-in-Law, and in the more recent years, second act Hustlers and Shotgun Wedding. It's safe to say they both evolved as individuals and continued to grow while they were apart. Now fast forward to April 2021, Lopez and Affleck rekindled their romance and were spotted together after they both separated from their other partners in May. They both went on a trip to Montana together. And in July 2022, the couple secretly married in Las Vegas at the Little White Chapel. Sadly for all Jennifer fans, this was short-lived as their marriage came to an end in August of 2024, when Lopez filed for divorce without a lawyer, citing irreconcilable differences. Now, a bit of déjà vu here, because although I'm sure there were several factors that contributed to the breakdown of the relationship, but according to sources close to Lopez, Ben's discomfort with the paparazzi attention was a significant and issue boy. Like, I'm gonna need you to get yourself all the way together. Like she was J-Lo in 2004, she's still J-Lo in 2024 too. Like, what's insanity again? Doing the same thing and expecting a different result, right? Anyway, additionally, Affleck was apparently uncomfortable with Lopez's decision to share private love letters with her music team. I actually don't think many fans were shocked, though, because the months leading up to the split, there were so many signs of trouble. The couple was rarely seen together, and when they were, Ben looks so miserable, like just down astronomically bad. And there's even one video that looks to be Ben slamming the car door in Jennifer's face while out running. Iran's just not a good look, and two, every person watching that video, it signaled the beginning of the end now. This second split from Ben, of course, was devastating to benefit fans worldwide. And shocked many, actually. No, it didn't shock too many, to be honest. But it was sad nonetheless. Okay, before I send you guys off with J-Lo's most infamous interview that almost ruined her career, I first want to talk about J-Lo's worst film is not Jersey Girl, which was bad, not Atlas, also bad, and not U-Turn, which I bet you haven't even heard of that one, so you're welcome. No, let's talk about GA, and to be fair, it's so bad, it's still not good. I should have won a Razzie for it, honestly, but to give you the quickest synopsis possible, GIE, played by Ben Affleck, is ordered to kidnap the psychologically challenged younger brother of a powerful federal prosecutor. Now, when plans go wrong, Jill's boss sends in Ricky, played by Jennifer Lopez, a gorgeous, free-spirited female gangster who has her own set of orders to assist with the kidnapping, but Jai begins falling for the decidedly unavailable Ricky, which could be a hazard to his occupation. Jile is widely regarded as one of the worst films of the 2000s. It has like a confusing storyline, underdeveloped character, cringeworthy dialogue, and the acting is honestly horrible. And not just from Jen, but like from literally every person starring in the film. And there's a lot of big actors in the film, but it's not any interview for that film that almost blew up her career and status in Hollywood. No, it's actually a 1998 interview with Movieline in this interview. She criticized several actresses' acting skills, saying that most were not good actresses and implying that acting is a craft that requires dedication and hard work. She went for Madonna. And to quote, she said, "Do I think she's a great performer? Yes. Do I think she's a great actress? No." She then went in to make even bigger mistakes by saying negative comments about other actresses, including Cameron Diaz, where she said, "A lucky model who's been given a lot of opportunities. I just wish she would have done more with She's beautiful and has a great presence though." And then went in on Gwyneth Paltrow saying, "Tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association. I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work." Yes, she said all of that about Gwyneth Paltrow, like who would go on a few months later to win an Oscar? Her comments about Madonna, however, sparked a feud between the two, with Madonna later responding that Lopez couldn't sing. That interview was widely reported and created a media frenzy, damaging J.Lo's reputation and relationships within the industry. Lopez did apologize for her statements and said they were taken out of context and misquoted, but the damage was done, and it even made Lopez consider quitting the industry altogether. I just think it's funny that J.Lo had so many opinions on who is or isn't a great actress, as if she is a great actress herself. None of her critiques aged well, and most can be said about her today. If we're being honest, the thing is that some of what she said had some truth, but the problem is whose mouth it came out of, she just not have a leg toasted on. And although I'm a fan of J.Lo's rom-coms, I still don't think she then nor no is in any position to throw shade when it comes to acting. What do you guys think though? Does J.Lo deserve more acting credit? You think she'll ever win an Oscar? I'm your host, Blake. It's been great catching up.